Hello student, in continuation to the plant tissue, today you will learn about the protective tissue and what is the function of protective tissue and what are the component of protective tissues. So you have seen that in our body, skin is the outermost protective covering of the whole body. And if you go through that below that you find some other layers. Similarly, in the plants there are some of the covering or protective areas which protect the internal organs or internal tissues of the plants. So some of the cells cover plant parts, for example root, stem, leaves, flower, etc., and provide protection against the injurious pathogens. And what is the adverse environmental factors on the plant's part. Therefore, these cells form protective tissue. So, protective tissues are epidermis and cork. So, cork cells and epidermal cells is collectively known as protective tissue. As the name protective, so what they perform, what they offer protections to the plant's part like root, stem or leaf. So let us see what are the component there which make the protective tissue or which is very helpful to the protective tissue. So there is a chemical called suberin and cutin. Suberin and cutin are the chemical substance which provide waxy coating, and these waxy coating is little tough to infect or to destroy by the microorganisms, and it is equally helpful to prevent water loss. So the part of protective tissue which is provided protection is epidermis and cork cells. Here I have included stomata because stomata is present on the epidermal surface. It is entrapted. So epidermis of leaf and the green stem is entrapted by the small pores that we call the stomata. Therefore, it must be included in the epidermal portion because it is the one kind of structure which is found in the epidermis. So now the first, epidermis. Epidermis is the outermost layer of the plant's part. It is generally made up of single layered, but in some of the cases it is multi-layered. Okay, the cells of epidermis is barrel shape or dome shape. It may contain intercellular space or lack of intercellular space, and as it clear that it is a thick and covered with the cuticle. Cuticle is a protective structure or covering. It is present over the surface of the epidermis, and this cuticle is having the cutin substance, already I told you, and that is very important behalf of the protection point of view. And this cuticle is waterproof layer of a waxy substance that called cutin, already I have told you. So what is the function of this cutin here or the cuticle? It is responsible for the protection against water loss. So this water loss is protected by the presence of the epidermal layer which have two chemical which is chemically having the cutin. So cutin and wax also form some cellular non-cellular coating, and it is called cuticle. You must know that in the xerophytes, the xerophytes having multi-layered structure because xerophytes are those plants which grow in the water deficit area or the soil, and therefore there must be conservation of water is very essential. So in the case of xerophytes, that epidermis layer or epidermal layer is thick walled, and it will have the another waxy coating substance over that. So this is about the epidermis, which is a part of the protective tissue. This epidermis or the epidermal cells also provide stiffness and protection against grazing animals. This is the basic reason why the xerophytes plants are not be browsed by the cattle or by the browsers. This is because of the thick covering of the cuticle layer present on that. Now the function of epidermis. The main function of epidermis is it is first protective in nature, so it protects the plants from the desiccation. That is, desiccation means from the drought or from the dry condition, and it also block or prevent the infection caused due to the pathogens like bacteria, fungus, viruses, or other kind of insects. Next function is it reduces the rate of transpiration because of it is covered by the thick layer of cuticle, and it also help out to exchange of gases because of it is having the stomata on the surface of the leaves. So these are the some important function of the epidermis tissue or epidermal cells. But in some of the plant you have seen that in the case of the dry habitat, just I told epidermis may be thicker because of it protect against water loss in a critical manner, because that xerophytes plants are already in the water lacking soils or water deficient soil, so there it is must essential to function as protection of water. Now the third structure which is there, stomata. In my previous video I already told about the structure of stomata, but for a flash or for the recap I would like to say that stomata is a tiny pores which is present on the margin of the leaves. These are the structure where it is present. It is present in between the epidermal cells and the margin of leaves and some of the stems, green stem. So these stomata is having the especially three parts of the stomata is there. Number one is guard cell. Guard cell is like a kidney shape or bean shaped structure, and a stomatal okay. So guard cells, two guard cells are there, which is looks like the bean shaped or kidney shaped structure. Another structure is the guard cells are overlapped or it is surrounded by subsidiary cells. Number of subsidiary cell may be variable, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that, or it may be 2, 3 or 4, and both the guard cells is covering a opening that is known as the stomatal opening or stomatal pore. Here you can see the picture here. These are the number of stomata which is present on the margin of leaves in the epidermal surfaces. So here you can see that all these are the stomata, and they looks like the bean shaped structure or kidney shaped structure. They are their more clear cut picture is 1, 2, these two guard cells, and the guard cells are surrounded by this structure that we call the subsidiary cells, and this one is called the opening pore or stomatal pore. And in this picture you can see the stomata is open, but here the stomata is closed. So opening and is closing of stomata is vary in the plants. In the case of xerophytes, stomata is normally open during the night time and it is closed during the daytime. But in the mesophyte or hydrophytes, stomata are open during the daytime and it is closed during night time. Now the question arises that here, why the stomata of xerophytes are closed during the daytime? The answer is the xerophytes are the plant which grow in the water deficient soil or the place. So to conserve the water loss, to prevent the loss of water, their stomata are open during the night time and it is closed during the daytime. Because the daytime, what happens, that there is a rate of transpiration be higher. So due to the higher transpiration rate, it is very tough to survive the plants of xerophytes in the xeric condition or in the xerophytic condition. So the stomata are open only in the night time. So in the night time there is a negligible amount of the transpiration rate, so it conserves the water. The function of stomata. The main function of stomata is exchange of gases, that is carbon dioxide and oxygen. Apart from these function, this stomata also helps out to the transpiration rate, or it will discharge the water vapors in the atmosphere and helps to the or cooling the climate or the environment. Now the main important component of the protective tissue is now cork cells or the cork. Sometimes you must know the bark also there. Actually bark is a part of the cork cell there. So some of the plants where you can see that these cork cells or the bark cells are in the form of small strips there. If you remember the neem tree, mango tree or the guava tree, there you find the some of the scales like structure or the crust like structure. That crust are called as the cork cells. So cork cell is the protective, it is a protective tissue of older root and stem, and it is coming from the lateral meristem, that you have studied about the lateral meristem, intercalary meristem and apical meristem. So the cork cells are derived from the lateral meristem, that called the cork cambium. Okay, now the question again here, what is the meaning of cork cambium? Actually cork cambium is example of a meristematic tissue which divide to form the this cork, bark, etc. So what is a cork cambium? Cork cambium is a dividing tissue which makes cork cells and the bark cell. In that region, in the cork cell region or in the protective tissue, there are some another structure also found apart from the stomata, that we call the lenticels. Lenticels are the small pores like stomata which is present on the stem only, they are not present on the leaf. The difference, another difference is lenticels always open 24 hours in the plants, but stomata are only open during the most of the plant during the daytime and it is closed during the night time. So lenticels is the structure which is present on the woody stem. So these cork cell is totally dead cell and it is derived from the cork cambium, and they are chemically made up of the substance called suberin, and the suberin is responsible to impervious of water, and it also prevent the entry of the pathogens. These cork cells do not contain any protoplasm, but they are having some chemical substance that is called resin or tannin. Resin are the glue-like structure, and tannins are the chemical substance which provide the bitterness to the woody tree. So these are the chemical component of the cork cell. If you see the structure of a cork cell, you can see there in that picture these cork cells do not have any kind of spaces, so they are without the intercellular space, and they having the thick covering, and that thick covering is made up of the chemical substance called suberin. So suberin is chemical substance which is very essential for the protection of the plant's part. Apart from that, in the ruptured epidermis, here is ruptured epidermis here. Just I told that this region is having a tiny structure that we call the lenticels. Lenticels are differ from the stomata. I just already told you. Now the function of cork cell. The main function of cork cell is it prevent the entry of harmful microorganisms like bacteria, fungus into the plant's part. Number two, second function of the cork cell is it provide against mechanical injuries, extreme temperature, fire, and from the browsers. Browsers are those cattle which eat grasses or which browse the grasses. And next function is it is multi-layered and having the suberin, so it helps out to prevent the loss of water by the evaporation. And the lenticels which is present here is responsible for the gaseous exchange. So this is the function of the cork cell or the protective tissue. Last, now you will learn about the how xylem tissue is different from the phloem tissue. Xylem tissue is consist of four different kind of cells, that is xylem parenchyma, xylem trachea, xylem vessels, xylem fiber. On the other hand, this phloem is having four different type of cells, and let us name that. Number one is phloem parenchyma, phloem fiber, sheath tube, and companion cells. Number two difference, xylem WXY. It means water is transported by xylem. Food, phloem stands for the food. PHWOD, food. PH stands for the phloem. Phloem transport food, xylem transport water and minerals. Next difference is xylem transport water and mineral in unidirectional, that is from root to the tip of the plant or apical parts of the plant like the terminal portion. On the other hand, phloem transport the food bidirectional. It means from leaves to the terminal part, that is apical part, and even towards the root. Third one is the xylem cells which take part in the transportation are xylem trachea and xylem vessels. Xylem trachea and xylem vessels are the channels. They are the small pipe-like structure or tubular structure which helps to transport the water and minerals from root to the tip. On the other hand, the conductive channels or the conductive cells in the phloem is sheath tubes. So these are the some differences between xylem tissues and the phloem tissue. Thanks to watching. Try to learn, and if any doubt you may ask. Thank you.